Yo, what is up guys, Grim here, and in today's video I'm going to answer the number one question I get in my stream, and that is, how do I make currency if I'm not able to clear tier 16 red maps or do any of the big crazy altar or legion strategies that everyone's saying is super profitable? Well, let's dive into what I would do if I was in the same position that all these people asking the question is, how would I make money if I can't do red maps? Alright, let's get into it. So first of all, you're going to need a very specific Atlas passive tree to achieve a reasonable amount of currency in white maps. And that Atlas passive tree should be focused on Essence. Essences were good early league, but they're only getting better and better now as players, endgame players, are starting to craft their endgame gear. And you can sell these instantly using a few trading tricks, which I'm going to show you in this video, to players for a large sum of currency, and it's going to make your experience pretty fast, pretty quick, and you'll be able to generate a few divines here and there to fund your build and push you into red maps. It's well within the realms of possibility that you get enough currency to get 10 or 15 divines over the course of a few play sessions. Absolutely not a problem. All right, let's dig a little bit into what we're looking at here. So the strategy revolves around running white maps as fast as possible and picking up all of the essences, all the strong boxes, and doing a little bit of expedition on the side, whilst also completing your Lake of Kalandra and running them to the best of your abilities. Now, all of these things will basically generate you enough currency to kind of fund your playstyle, and all of the things that have come from the strategy are also easily sellable on the market very, very easily, which I'll show you. Okay, so we understand the backbone of the strategy. This tree will be linked down below. It has basically just all the things you would expect, and you can mouse over and read the nodes for yourself if you're a little bit newer to the game. But this is exactly what I would recommend, and you're going to be taking advantage of stream of consciousness. A few things that you can add in if you want a bit of extra juice and you have a few extra passives is this set of nodes down here, Hunt for Answers, to give you a bit of an extra higher chance of expedition. And you can also go ahead and add your favorite master if you want to try and go for some master juice here, and if you want to block out a few mechanics to get you a higher chance of getting essences and expedition even more, you can start blocking out mechanics as well. That will all increase your profits, but I've tried to keep this tree as bare bones as possible to make sure that everyone can do it as fast as possible. If you don't have the points yet, I'd recommend pushing your character just a little bit further and trying to do the yellow maps and the white map completion so that you can get enough points to take this tree and get the Atlas going and get this farm going. Alright, so what are you going to be looking for in maps? Well, first of all, your big profit maker is going to be Essence. This is going to make up the bulk of how much currency you're going to be earning, and it's very, very easy to sell these essences to other players using a method I'll show you in a few minutes here. The second area of profit is going to be expedition. You can get logbooks from expedition by placing explosives on the runic monsters. Basically, they're just the monsters which have the big skull posts. Place all your explosives on them. That's all you need to worry about. You can also get a little bit of juice by blowing up remnants, but that's really not too complex. You can find plenty of expedition guides here on YouTube, but doing it in white maps is certainly profitable. And what you'll be selling from those is the reroll currencies, if you want to get consistent profits, as well as the logbooks. I'll show you how to price the logbooks in a few minutes here. Okay, so the third element of this is the strongbox, and these are basically purely going to be from operative strongboxes. You can drop a ton of scarabs, which I'll also show you how to sell in a few minutes here, and you will definitely be able to sell them pretty quick. In addition to that, you can also get a few sixlings, which can be some fusings, which eventually also can be sold. Okay, so the final one here is Lake of Kalandra. So Lake of Kalandra is actually pretty damn good in low tier maps. You can get a ton of bubblegum currency, so you can get like alchemies, fusings, some Keosorbs here and there. And also you can get a lucky divine here and there, or maybe even an exalt, which you can sell for 11C. Now overall, running your Lakes of Kalandra is only profitable if you understand how the mechanic works. Now I've put out a few videos on Lake of Kalandra, so if you still don't understand how it works and you haven't unlocked stuff like your refreshes and your exiles, go check those out. They're very important to making sure you make any currency off of the lead mechanic. Now, after you do make some currency off the lead mechanic though, setting up your board and getting as many of the chiseled elemental tiles is going to be the best strategy. You can get a ton of currency from these, and they're even so good in endgame that I'm starting to run them myself. And in early game, they have similar rewards. So if I'm willing to run them in the late game and they have the same rewards, well, overall, you can expect to get even really good rewards in low tier maps. So overall, Lake of Kalandra, big win. Definitely be running these if you are capable of and you understand how the mechanic works and have your exiles unlocked. Okay, so those are the 4 different things you're going to be doing. The maps you want to be doing them on is absolutely going to be fast layouts. You want to do stuff like Strand, Crimson Temple, Park, all of those maps. Don't really worry too much about the layout like if you don't have them, don't go out and buy them. You can just run whatever. But if you do have a choice and you have like a ton of white maps that you can choose between, pick the ones which your build can run the fastest. But if you have to, you can run some bad ones as well. Thicket, for example, isn't the greatest, but you could run it and it wouldn't be too bad. It's just basically running as many maps as fast as possible and getting as many essences as you have as possible. Now, of course, there is a few extra advanced points here, like for example with essences. If you have purple essences or you have a high value essence that if it got upgraded to deafening, it would sell for even more. You can use remnants of corruption on them, and I would recommend corrupting all purple essences you encounter with remnants of corruption, which you will be getting just fine using your Atlas passive tree. You'll sustain them easily without any issues. Alright, so now that we understand the strategy and what to do and how to do it, how are you going to sell what you have? So if you have an essence tab that looks like this or something like this, well, it's pretty easy to sell it. You're going to need to be a part of the TFT Discord server though, because that is the only way to trade big bulks of items fast and efficiently. There are players who will buy your entire essence tab at once so that they can redistribute it and like sell it on for a profit as they have big bulk to players trying to craft endgame items. Basically, you will become a supplier to these guys who are the middlemen. Now, the advantage of these middlemen though is that they buy your entire stock without any questions and they buy it very, very quickly. So you can see this guy here, X, this is the guy I normally sell to when I sell my essences. He is going to buy your entire tab, deafening for 95% of PoE Ninja value, and he'll buy your shriekings for 60% of PoE Ninja value. So you have a bit of a choice here. When you farm up all your essences, you want to convert them all up to shrieking just by doing this. Bing, 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 bing. And then we can go ahead and see how many we have. If you wanted to, you could also convert them up to deafening to get a higher percentage of the money. But in general, most of the time, you're going to want to sell them for shrieking and then sell your deafenings separately to the same bulk seller. Now, it's very, very important to note that this also is doable with scarabs. You can see here that this person is buying gilded scarabs, but there is also people who will buy all scarab types if you look hard enough. Similarly, you can do it with fossils. Basically, everything goes on TFT. You can sell anything to anyone and they will buy it. So this guy's doing delirium orbs. But we're focusing on essences right now. So how do you actually sell to these guys though? You're not just going to be able to message them and take a picture or a screenshot of your tab. That doesn't work. You need to use what's called the TFT bulk selling tool. So here it is. This is the bulk selling tool. You'll need to log into the application and authorize it using your Path of Exile account. However, it's completely safe from my experience. I mean, I've given them my account and it's my whole livelihood, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. So next up, you're going to need to see what tab your essences are in. So for me, my essences are in a tab called 10 out of 10. So we got here 10 out of 10. Now, if I'm selling shrieking essences, for example, well, we're going to have to click on essence, and then we want to set it to the rate that this bulker is asking for. So see here, he says 60% price. Okay, so he wants 60%, so we're going to set this number here to 60%. There you go. And then we're going to set it to set essence, and then we'll hit select tab. All right, so it should be scanning. If we're looking at here, everything's right. Maybe we'll just do a quick refresh so that we can see this work. Essence, 10 out of 10, 60%. And then we'll turn essences on and then select tab, and then here we go. We have shriekings, we want to turn deafenings off. So now we only have shriekings, and I turned those off using these buttons here. So now we have shriekings, we have 167C in shriekings for 60% value. So the next thing you need to do is hit generate text, and then you'll come over here and you'll message, for example, this X guy, and you can PM him here and paste your thing there, and then click quickly generate image. And then we have now an image, and we can message him the image as well. If we can quickly generate that, couldn't generate the image. Okay, hold on, we'll see if we can get it. There it is. And then hopefully he'll respond pretty quick if he is online. We are uploading that image there. But while we're waiting, we'll also quickly talk about something which is another thing we can do here, which is logbooks. Okay, so logbooks are another thing that you can sell. So logbooks are pretty good. You can drop them in white maps, and they do sell even at lower tiers. In order to price these, I'd recommend using Awakened PoE Trade. You can take a look here that they are pretty easy to price, and take a look at the price here. So this one here is a Order of the Chalice, but it also has Knights of the Sun. Basically what you want to do with Awakened PoE Trade is check all of the tabs that your logbooks has. So this one has 2, and look for the one which is most expensive. So the Knights of the Sun here is 20C, and the Order of the Chalice is only 14. So we want to price it at the Knights of the Sun price. So you just have to use Awakened PoE Trade and then just put it at the price there. You can undercut for a quick sale as well. And in addition to that, you can also sell stuff like your exotic coinage, which can sell for quite a lot if you have a few of them. And that can definitely be pretty damn good as well. is we don't have a response from our friend here, but I imagine he's just a little bit busy. You can go through and you can message tons of the different bulk sellers and it'll be just fine. There's plenty of them on there who are buying stuff like essences, no problem. So that's basically going to be the backbone of the strategy. You can use a similar strategy using bulk selling your scarabs. If you get enough scarabs, people will be interested in buying them as well. And in addition to that, you may get some of the new touched monsters, which you can go ahead and slay as well for a little bit of currency. Maybe if you get a scarab one, that can also be particularly nice. Now, if you want to throw a little bit of extra spice in there, as I mentioned, you can run a master at the same time as you're running this strategy. So there's a few different options here. The first of which is Einhar. So no secret, many people are identifying that touched monsters, so stuff like Lunarius Touch, Solaris Touch, Innocence Touch, are quite big value. Now, rare monsters have a chance to have these modifiers, and the more rare monsters you have in your map, the better chance you have. So running stuff like Einhar can be quite a good deal. If you have any missions for him on white maps, you might be able to get a valuable beast, which you can sell on the open market, but you can also get a valuable touched monster, which can be pretty nice. In addition to that, you can also run stuff like Elva and try and get a corruption temple, which you can sell to some high-end players as well. So you can see here, we are now selling our essences to our good friend. He has finally gotten back to us. We can offload our essences here and make a little bit of currency, and it was pretty painless. All we have to do is trade him here, and it'll be a closed deal, and we'll get our currency. Now, of course, if you're farming essence fast, and you're doing it every single map, and you're doing it with it spec'd on the tree, you'll have significantly more than me, and you'll be having a much better time, and you'll be able to get 200 or 300 C, no problem, from your endeavors. And maybe even if you upgrade to deafening, it might be even more profitable. I haven't checked exactly what's going on there, but here you can see we've got a nice bit of currency that we just got in from selling our essences, and that's just as easy as that. No problem selling those, they sell fast. All right, so that's gonna be that, guys. If you want a bit of extra juice, you can do the incursion, you can do the best way, you can also do Jun if you know how that works and operates. If you want to do a little bit more extra juice with the Lake of Kalandra, you can go check out my videos. But overall, this is going to be probably up there with Endless Heist as the premier early game farming strategy to get you into red maps and get you juicing with the rest of us. Of course, Endless Heist is good as well. You can also throw a bit of Chaos Recipe in there if you want a little bit more consistent gains. But I think overall, just farming the essences and the strong boxes and stuff like that is going to be more profitable in the long run. Hope you guys enjoyed these quick tips. If you want more Grim content, make sure to come over and check out the stream. Check out the comments below for all of the links. I've got TFT in there, I've got the Atlas Passage Tree, and I've got the bulk selling tool. Make sure you check out the channels, and I'll see you guys next one. Cheers.